A major silly season domino has fallen as Josh Berry will officially join the Wood brothers in 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty major breaking news as another major silly season domino has fallen. Josh Berry will officially join the Wood brothers starting in 2025, driving the number 21 car. He has been linked to this ride over the course of the last few weeks, and now he'll get the chance and opportunity to drive for the iconic Wood brothers starting in the 2025 season. According to the reports, this is a multi-year deal. Now, he does have this year. It could be an option going into 2026. We're not entirely sure. That probably will be revealed at the press conference later today. But Josh Berry will officially drive the iconic number 21 car, replacing Harrison Burton going into the 2025 season. Let's go back to the beginning of the lore. Back last month, it was announced that Stewart-Haas Racing would be shutting down at the end of the year. Chase Briscoe was the first driver they were looking at for the 2025 season, but then Chase Briscoe got an opportunity with Joe Gibbs Racing because they did not ask for sponsorship, while obviously the Wood brothers were looking for sponsorship to get into that seat. So when Chase Briscoe went out the door and Mark Jr. retired, Chase Briscoe went over to Joe Gibbs Racing. There have been some talks that Noah Gragson was in the running for the 21 car as well, but obviously Noah Gragson likely will either go to Front Row or Richard Childress Racing next season. That left Josh Berry as the next most likely guy. It was reported about a week ago that it was likely that Josh Berry was the lead candidate. And now we officially know that Josh Berry is going to be the driver. Now, the big question we all are also kind of wondering is, would Ronnie Childress be following Josh Berry over to the Wood brothers in 2025? That will not be happening. According to reports, Jeremy Bolins is going to be the crew chief for Josh Berry in 2025. That is definitely a little bit unfortunate because Josh Berry and Ronnie Childress really like working together, and Ronnie Childress really stuck around in the Cup Series. I remember last year talks, conversations along with Kevin Harvick that Ronnie Childress was going to retire, and the only reason Ronnie Childress really stuck around was because of Josh Berry getting the chance and opportunity to drive the 4 car. Now, looking at the move for Josh Berry going over to the Wood brothers, we'll talk about Ronnie Childress, where I think he can end up in just a second. But Josh Berry, in my opinion, is a big and massive upgrade for the Wood brothers going into 2025. Josh, in my opinion, is an extremely talented race car driver who can absolutely get the best out of equipment. So far in the last 7 Cup Series races, he has had 4 top 10 finishes. 1 less top 10 in that time than Harrison Burton has had in his whole entire career at the Wood brothers. And I think that this is a pretty big pickup. Now, not bringing Ronnie Childress over to the team, I think is definitely a big loss. That being said, Jeremy Bolins is not that bad of a crew chief. He's won races with Brad Keselowski and also has won races with Ryan Blaney as well. And I don't think that 21 car is as bad as Harrison Burton has unfortunately made it. This is no disrespect to Harrison Burton, but Harrison Burton has underachieved in that 21 car the last few years. The previous driver drove that car, Matt DiBenedetto, made the playoffs in 2020, and in 2021, Matt DiBenedetto finished in the top 20. The previous driver, Paul Menard, I believe both years finished inside the top 20 in the 21. And then Ryan Blaney, of course, made the round of 8 in 2017, before, of course, jumping over to Team Penske starting in 2018. This is a 4th Penske car. This is made out of the Penske shop, so this car should absolutely be running a lot better. Now, what are my expectations for Josh Berry going into 2025? Realistically, I think Josh Berry is 100% going to do a lot better than Harrison Burton. I think he's actually going to be a playoff contender. I don't know if he's going to win a race in this equipment. I don't think that this car is absolutely going to be capable of winning a race. But we know how good Josh Berry is at short tracks, and I think this car will be up front in more races than it has been in recent seasons. I think Josh Berry will be getting a lot of top 10s. I think he's going to get a couple top 5s in his car, actually, and I think he will get quite a few top 10s. I think in one season in this car, he will have more top 10s or even double the top 10s that Harrison Burton has had in this car previously. I would compare Harrison Burton to probably being the Hailie Deegan of the NASCAR Cup Series. Harrison Burton has absolutely struggled this year, has not done a very good job, and Josh Berry, like I said, has earned this opportunity. We go back to Junior Motorsports, how well Josh Berry performed at that team. I know he didn't go winless in 2023, but I remember the select starts he made in Cup for Hendrick Motorsports, substituting for Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, and I think he did an excellent and a very good job. Now, what does this mean for Ronnie Childress? Ronnie Childers most likely may just retire altogether. I wouldn't be completely surprised or shocked. There is a chance that he maybe could stick around with the Haas factory team going into 2025, and crew chief for Cole Custer, who's likely going to get the 00 seat, which I think that's the number they're going to use next year. It's probably what they're going to end up using. I think he could stick around as a crew chief there. I could also see him going over to work at Front Row Motorsports. I think Front Row would be really, really, really big and get much better if Ronnie chose over there to really help that program. That could certainly be a possibility. I could also see him shockingly going over to Rich Schultz Racing, working over there to build that program up. I could be definitely seeing that going into next year. What does this also mean for Harrison Burton? I don't think Harrison Burton is going to be in the Cup Series full-time. I could see him running part-time with a team like Rick or Racing, or going full-time with Rick Work, because he does have sponsorship from Dex Imaging. But most likely, I think Harrison Burton is going to end up in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and I think he ends up driving for one of the Haas factory team cars. I think with the sponsorship he has, and I think, say what you want to say about Harrison Burton, I think he did really well in Xfinity a few years ago, and I think he'll do a pretty solid job in the NASCAR Xfinity Series if he truly ends up going there in a Haas factory car. The question will be who the crew chief will be. We don't know at this particular point, but I think that Harrison Burton likely ends up in one of those seats. I think Ryan Preece is also a candidate for one of those seats as well. I also think maybe Haley Dean can be an outside candidate with the sponsorship, though she obviously isn't running with AM Racing this weekend, so maybe we don't know at this point what's going to happen with her. Same with Matt DiBenedetto. They could be candidates as well for that seat. As for Josh Berry, like I said, I am really excited for him, and I'm glad to see that he will get the chance and the opportunity to drive for the Wood Brothers starting in the 2025 season. I think he's going to extremely excel going into 2025. What does this mean for the rest of the silly season? Well, obviously, with Noah Gragson no longer being a candidate there, I think he could end up at Front Row Motorsports in 2025. That certainly could be an option for them. Also, Rich Schultz Racing is another option for Noah Gragson going into next year. We know that Sam Mayer and Christian Eckes are also in the running for one of the front row seats, according to Bob Pockris. Trackhouse Racing is expected to get one of the SHR charters. We know that SVG is most likely going to get the third Trackhouse seat going into next year. Zane Smith will probably be looking for a new seat, though I will say he'll probably end up in an organization like Colleague Racing next year, and I think Daniel Hemmer could end up going part-time. We know Junior Motorsports are not moving up next season. 2311 Racing is between Corey Heim and Riley Hertz for that seat. Bubba Walls is expected to sign a multi-year contract extension with 2311 Racing not too far down the road. There's a lot of big silly season dominoes that have to take place. Obviously, 2011, they get Carlos Kurt Busch come out of retirement. Who knows at this point? But I think a lot of major silly season dominoes are going to fall very, very soon, and some big names are going to be on the move here really soon. As for Josh Berry, like I said, I'm really excited for him, and it's really amazing and great to see that Josh Berry is going to get the chance and opportunity to drive for the Wood Brothers starting in 2025. This car should run a lot better. I think he'll do an excellent, great job with the Wood Brothers in 2025. So, that is going to be our today's special breaking news report. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. How well do you think Josh Berry is going to perform at the Wood Brothers in 2025? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Where do you think Ronnie Childers ends up? Where do you think Harrison Burton is going to end up next season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today on the channel, we're going to have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race picks for the Chicago Street Course. If any major news breaks later today, we'll discuss it here on the channel. Tomorrow, we're going to have basically the Cup Series race pick for Chicago. We're also going to have the paint scheme video dropping. Friday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video most likely dropping. We're going to have a lot of great content dropping as we get you guys set up for Chicago. There's a lot of content dropping over the Chicago Street Course weekend that I can't wait to share with you all. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.